social swag. If you have it, everyone needs it. Help your student organization and download the free ebook, #SocialSwag, to learn about marketing tips and ideas. Then interact with the book and share your ideas and experiences with readers. Download the free ebook at GeauxConnect.wordpress.com. GeauxConnect, the official brand of social swag.
All right. Hey everybody, we're GeauxConnect, or the speakers, I guess, of GeauxConnect. I'm Lance, and then
Megan. Andrea.
I'm going to start this slideshow.
On a slideshow.
All right.
Okay, so we just wanted to talk about kind of how it all started. I'm going to let you kind of do your little spiel here in a second, but basically we also had a wiki site that we were given that had a lot of interactive and alternative advertising information on it, a ton of information, and some of it was more useful than others, so we had to figure out kind of how we were going to package that information, who would find that useful. So we had to create a brand and a product that would speak to that audience, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. GeauxConnect, or the marketing strategist for student organizations, our product that we created is the ebook called #SocialSwag. So, did you want to talk about the meeting that you said you had earlier this semester?
So
kind of inspired the idea.
What kind of inspired the idea was I was sitting in a meeting with student life and enrollment, the whole branch of people who kind of deal with organizations and managing from the university side. And they were all talking, like Chancellor Kepler was talking about how like he can't work social media and he doesn't understand like the benefits and the tools that these free resources offer his office and then all the offices and the students that he manages. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from. It's like, wow, it would be really cool if you have a one-stop shop that you could open and then it can just tell you, it can educate you, but then also it like spark you to interact with it. And so that's where we kind of started with this whole idea.
Right, and we'll get more into that a little bit whenever he kind of goes through the actual ebook itself. But it's a lot more than just using Facebook and Twitter. There are a lot of other free interactive and free alternative media options that are available that a lot of people don't know about and don't really know how to use. So, but we wanted to talk a little bit about our brand identity and brand positioning. GeauxConnect kind of has positioned itself as being committed to helping strengthen student organizations' communication efforts. There are very few competitors in the business of new media educational resources, so we're kind of positioned as a significant shareholder there in the market and as the official brand of Social Swag. Our image, very sophisticated, technological, trendy, and innovative. The brand refers to its image as swag, which of course a lot of you recognize being used in the LSU community and is recognizable to kind of the millennial generation, which is who we're targeting. Our personality is relaxed and casual, yet very tech-savvy and informed. We're also very approachable. Lance laughed at me when I said that we're sort of like the cool hipster kid that everybody wants to be friends with. But the more that we went through this, that was kind of the personality that I had in my head about kind of what GeauxConnect was and what Social Swag was. So our relationship insight, we believe that LSU students are going to trust GeauxConnect because the brand creators are also students, and I think having credible fellow students educate campus leaders on how to, that strengthens the brand's relationship with our consumers. So kind of the challenges that student organizations face are trying to reach and recruit new students, retaining membership, gaining volunteers, and securing funds and doing fundraising. So out of that problem, our solution was our ebook, #SocialSwag, free marketing ideas for LSU student organizations. Andrea's going to go into the research.
The SWOT, so strengths, we found that interactive media is a great way to reach a large amount of people. As of right now, well, I'll go for that first. Target audience is a very active social media presence. Weaknesses, integrating all forms of social media can be difficult. A lot of people don't know how to maintain Twitter, Facebook, and everything and make them all one, sending out a unified message. Drawing new students to see these, a lot of people get on there for personal reasons. Not everybody uses it for student organizations, which is who we're trying to connect with. Opportunities, this is kind of a niche market that we're trying to infiltrate, so it's pretty much there's nobody out there like us that offers this type of service. We did find that our competitors, there are people, or there are companies such as be 6. They give you 6 essential steps on how to utilize social media, but it's very, I don't know how to say this, it's very specific, and it doesn't really leave much room for any creativity. The threats, since it is a new market, we need to create brand awareness, and of course that's always hard to infiltrate a new market. Background research, we utilized the public relations method. We looked at different studies that had already been done. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of information on student organizations, so we had to research nonprofit organizations. We chose nonprofits because, just like student organizations, they obviously don't have a lot of funds, so we figured that it was similar. Let's see. Out of the research, we found that we also researched why students join student organizations. They want to get better leadership skills, they want to build their resumes, to network with others. We also found that our background research, a lot of the people who join the student organizations are girls, and a lot of them, it corresponds directly with their GPAs. So those with higher GPAs usually join the student organizations. And nonprofit organizations are effectively utilizing social media right now. We found, let's see, we found that the Obama campaign, for example, was a good use of social media. Was a good example of social media. It became more than a presidential campaign. It became a social media campaign, which actually helped his campaign. What else? We also found that the American Red Cross is another great example. The organization uses Facebook and Twitter, and the reason they're so successful is because they are successful in creating a two-way dialogue. So they listen to those people that they're trying to connect with. The primary research we figured out a survey would be the best way to reach student organizations. So we sent a survey that consisted of 8 questions to 361 student organizations. Unfortunately, we only got 24 responses from student organizations. Out of those, only 14 utilize social media right now. The questions, they were just short enough so we could get a little bit of information about how they use social media. The primary research showed that a lot of the student organizations, 100% of them use social media to connect internally with their members. 100% of them also use Facebook. They said that they would like to be able to use social media to build awareness, to advertise for their organizations, which is exactly why we created this book. The survey also, the social technographics, a lot of the people are major target audience. They're joiners and spectators. So a lot of these people can utilize social media because, of course, they already know how to. Our primary research also found that most of the people we contacted, they spend at least an hour on social media for their student organizations, whereas for themselves, they can spend up to 7 hours a week. So there's no problem in knowing how to use it, they just don't know how to utilize it for their organizations. Oh, the social technology.
That kind of just summarizes what she was saying about the joiners and spectators and how they use it. So kind of going into the objectives and strategies, I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible because it's all very detailed in our book, but because I want to give Lance a chance to go through the tech. But the primary groundswell objectives that we identified as using are supporting and talking. So supporting, we create the outlets for communication so people can use the interactive ebook, they can post through the ebook to our blog, and then it will also spark the conversation. It will post to our Facebook and Twitter. So users on there can interact. Students can help others, and so in effect what GeauxConnect is doing is kind of creating a collaborative support system that's going to allow consumers to share their experiences and some of their problems and solutions and things that they've come up with one another. And as we'll get to, we ultimately want them to kind of take over the conversation. And then talking, we're explaining how to utilize the ebook, encouraging collaboration, and kind of of explaining how to utilize the tools and advice that we've got in this ebook and how that will benefit their organization. Our objectives are, of course, information-centered and motivation-centered. We want to, first and foremost, create awareness, and then our call to action is to download our ebook and then to also interact through our digital media pages. So the objectives, we had 4 primary objectives. We want to educate 25% of student organizations leaders at LSU of the benefits of using free, interactive, and alternative media among their student organizations by May 31st, 2013. Our next objective was to garner 75 downloads of our interactive ebook by student organization leaders and members of the LSU faculty by May 31st, 2013. Our third objective was to get 500 views on our WordPress blog by student organization members, leaders, and LSU faculty by May 31st in order to increase viewership, engagement, and feedback among our target audience. Our fourth objective was to increase student organizations' interactive media usage by 10% by May. So kind of moving into the strategy portion of this, Lee and Burnoff and Groundswell kind of make 4 suggestions for how to effectively talk with the groundswell. And so all of our strategies flow not only just from the objectives, but also from these suggestions that they make in Groundswell. Posting viral videos, engaging in social networks and user-generated sites, joining the blogosphere, and creating a community. So like I mentioned earlier, our technology allows for interaction with our brand and other student and administration leaders. We've provided a collaborative support system there for them to share their experiences and strategies, what's worked and not worked for them using interactive and alternative media. And we do want them to kind of take over the conversation. So some of our strategies just include utilizing the promotional video that we just showed you guys in order to create awareness for our campaign, plan and organize some special events on campus, including our own promotional event, More Than Likes and Follows was kind of what we had come up with, and then also getting involved in the involvement fairs at the beginning of each semester. Generating conversation using traditional and local media, the Daily Reveille, PSA screens in Middleton Library. We want to create awareness by utilizing our social media pages, Facebook and Twitter primarily. We want to advertise the ebook using traditional and local media, utilize our social media pages to encourage ebook downloads, utilize our on-campus events to encourage online conversations, and then utilize our social media pages to direct the audience back to our blog. So we want to create kind of a very close two-way relationship with the audience and promote interaction through the ebook. Our main theme is that there are a lot of underutilized and free ways that you can promote your organization and increase engagement and increase recruitment. Our key message, of course, is that we want you to bring social swag to your student organization. So. And then I sort of had gone into some of the tactics. They include media, interactive media, and non-media when talking about the strategies. But those kind of include resources on campus like the Daily Reveille, the promotional videos, the use of our Twitter, Facebook, and WordPress blog to promote social swag, the creation of our ebook, and then some of the promotional events and things that we want to get involved in on campus. And now we'll let Lance take over.
I'm really excited to share this with you today. So we're going to go back to our website first, so you get an idea of where the content's going and like the core of this whole thing. So at GeauxConnect.wordpress.com, we have a blog that houses the whole operation, and it talks to you about the brand. It talks to you like, what is this thing we keep talking about, and then where you can get it. So that's where, if anyone wants to download it, that's where they get it from. It's a huge file on an iPad, so it's interactive that I will walk through now. It's also a really small file for Android desktops and iPhones. So a little less interactive and not as flashy. It still incorporates interaction and feedback, so that's pretty cool. And we have a tutorial online that shows you, like, hey, if you have an iPad, you probably want to download a computer and drag it into iTunes because it's huge. And then what I'm really excited about on the homepage too is a feedback section that personally emails me. So if you have a tech problem, it goes to my personal email, and I can answer you like that. So if you download it and you're struggling, it's really accessible and helps you get it and ask you, like, what are you using, what are you trying to get onto. So that's that. So how are we on time? Okay. All right, we're going to walk through the ebook. Has anyone seen it online yet? Have you got to play with it online yet? No? Okay, we'll do it together. You can do it. know, I gotta work at this. So the cool, I think what GeauxConnect's really excited about this whole product development piece is that it really does incorporate the groundswell in a way that's not just saying tweet with us. I mean, it really does incorporate a participation in the book. So when you get to the book, you open it up, and you guys should definitely download it and check out the. It's a little better than up here. So you get to the book, it lets you in. It gives you a table of contents. It kind of tells you, hey, what's this? What am I playing with? What we, like, again, who we are as a brand, and then what this is as a product. We have a key that we thought was really helpful for organizations to kind of categorize their needs. So as an organization, you come to the book and you're like, well, you know, I just want to event market. Well, anytime you see throughout the entire book that little camera, you know that that's event marketing specific, and that's a tool that can help you with event marketing. Kind of helps you navigate through the content. Kind of like we'll walk through them together. We have internal communication, so if you see the house, it's internal. The little shirts, recruitment. The little planets, community, and the $ signs, fundraising. So it helps you kind of figure that out. And then the interaction piece, I don't know if I wish you could see, you'll see him. We have this little guy, it's called little swag glasses. And you click on him, and he opens up a dialog box and tells you, kind of like the paperclip man, like, hey, do you want to like talk on the blog? And then he has you little prompts, and you can interact with the swag glasses, and it helps you direct to the website. And then I give you some helpful tips on how to post. The coolest thing about posting in the book is that if you put your brackets around your post and you say category and where you want it to go, it'll get categorized on the website. So it goes to the specific place on the site. If you want to only talk about Reddit, you just bracket category Reddit, it goes to Reddit on the page. And at any point throughout the book and the website, users can search the content. So regardless of if the user doesn't categorize their post, it's cool. You just go and you search it. And see, you know, I like searching the ebook and finding words like fundraising or development or recruitment or something like that. And anywhere in the book that word is mentioned, it'll help you find it. So the search function on both site and book are really awesome for that purpose. So we'll just walk through a few chapters just to show you how it works. So I wish it wasn't so.
Light, maybe flip the light toward you, the back one there. That might help. Or the front lights in the room.
The room?
Like,
can you get the light? A little there. Let me time out 1 second.
sorry.
Does that help? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. All right. So, and then what I wanted to say, I mean, we'll go through it after the end of the book, but we'll see, you know, maybe someone in class might be posting right now. We'll go and check it out when we finish this presentation. So you go to the first chapter at Facebook, and it just kind of tells you, like, Facebook, duh, like, I know that. I have Facebook. The chapters they go from really broad, like, obvious, to a little more specific, really almost obscure, like, whoa, I can have sign spinners on campus, advertising, really care. So it tells you, you know, learn more, tips and tricks. Throughout the whole book, we embedded some really cool videos that give you some tutorials.
Hey, what's up? This is Jared Hill, and today I have some Facebook page success tips for you.
Yeah.
Now,
So at any point, they're all over the book where you can kind of hear more from experts that are much smarter than us. So throughout the book, all of the images are interactive. You can play with them, twist them around. You know, Facebook is, you know, we'll move on to something cooler, but Facebook is obviously, you know, use a page and make events and that kind of thing. So swag glasses, again, you click on Mr. Swag Glasses. And like this one tells you, 2 questions. Recruitment is a major goal of all organizations. How does your organization recruit on Facebook? You click reply, and it sends you to an email form. So with the beauty of WordPress email posting, we have it all set up via your email. So you can be anonymous if you want, or you can put your name on it. All of the posts are going to be posted on the page from GeauxConnect for the reason of spamming. If you put a blog online and like want the world to comment or the world to post on it, you're going to get spam from bots. So you can't. So it's one thing we talked about. Like, wow, it'd be really cool if we could have users like our own little network. But you can't. So the coolest thing is you can put your name on it or something, and then on the website you can comment as your WordPress account, and you can have that dialogue between people on the blog itself. So we can post. So I'll just show you guys an example. So I'm posting from class. And and then you can, you don't have to categorize your post, but I want to, so I'm going to put the brackets and say category Facebook. And then at the end, I'm going to put these two little dashes just so it knocks my signature off the email. And we'll send. And then it's been posted to the blog, and we'll check it out at the end of the presentation. So you can flip through again. So we have like chapter 2, and it has about 9 or 10 chapters, and the last one's got tons and tons of content. We see some Facebook. You guys should check out the Twitter etiquette video. It's really awesome. Basically says don't add garbage to the internet that you don't need to, so tweet smartly. Hope that was good advice. Perks, we always have our perks page. It tells you specifically, and all of our team wrote specifically organizational. Yes, you could tweet, but how do you specifically target and make it relevant for organizational? In this case, event marketing, recruitment, fundraising, and community involvement and outreach. So we walk you through Pinterest, which is, I think, really nebulous in some people's minds. Like, I'm still learning Pinterest. So it's really, I think that's it. We're starting to get more to like the obscure ones that people don't always use. I think this is a cool resource. So that's pretty cool. I mean, we have this all over the site. And now, like in this page, for example, what was really great was to show off how an LSU organization is using Pinterest, already using Pinterest in a very successful way. One of the tools we talk about in the book and online is the educational piece that organizations sometimes, maybe they're the ceramics club or like the Ag Center, they do things that I guess are a skill or a craft in and of itself. So you want to talk about that craft or like things that are happening in that industry. So this is a good way to talk about, for example, on the Ag Center, they want to talk about just food and health and education. So you click on food and health board and you come to this know your farmer, know your food, and it would show you, this is how you could use just a really simple, PSA style to put it online and educate people internally and externally on what you're doing. And then of course all the pins link back to their website, so it's a cool way to kind of direct them home. We talk about blogs. That's very groundswell friendly. Kind of what is blogs, WordPress being the really, I have a site here that talks about like why it's #1, and you can go and pick a blog that fits for you. You can see a comparison between like 20 different blog sites that tell you the strengths and benefits of those. Talk about Salvation Army, how they do it, how like again nonprofits are using blogs to spark conversation and generate good support in the community. YouTube, this video is really smart. Check that out. This guy is really, really successful on YouTube. I was like, I don't want to post anyone's like viral video, but he's really good on Facebook, on YouTube, and talks about annotations and how when you put a video on YouTube, how to use annotations to get more buzz. So again, like a little more obscure things that you would never know, oftentimes to think about to use. Tons and tons. We have tons of resources on this page. Foursquare was a great one that we got to talk about. And again, all this content was, at some point, most of it hit on in the wiki site originally, so we just kept the framework and then pushed it further. So this is how we started to incorporate the wiki site. Some of these technologies are kind of more new, I guess, since the wiki site was created. So Foursquare is pretty cool. It explains to you how to use Foursquare, and what I liked was how you can create like an internal event at an event. Like, you can have people doing stuff or checking into things and giving them rewards while they're already at your function. So you're giving them a tool, and you're setting them up to have like their own little, cyber community checking in, doing stuff, and getting badges. It's creating community at an event, which people don't ever do, which I thought was pretty cool. Talk about scavengers, same thing, kind of giving you treks and activities to do at events, keep people engaged. LSU has a scavenger. They resurrect it at times when they want to do stuff. That's pretty cool, and there's a lot of resources here on how to build and how to participate in Scavenger. This is the last chapter is one that I think is really cool. Talks about other ideas for marketing that aren't necessarily just social media. So we have Gorilla, Sidewalk, Sticker, water stenciling. Has anyone ever seen a water stencil? They're pretty cool. We talked about them. Like, I never saw one in person, but they power wash into the concrete and he cleans it up, so it's not like painting, but it's kind of like painting nature. So you can kind of see some examples of how that works, and then I really like this video a lot. So that was just a video that's, you know, an aquarium doing kind of a thing where the ocean's always with you, so when it rains, the octopus shows up on concrete. I mean, LSU is, I mean, you gotta kind of push the envelope when you're doing this kind of stuff, so there is no policy about putting a special chemical in concrete that only makes it show up when it rains. But I feel like you could try.
But you can't do chalk.
You can't. Yeah, I was about to say
You can't chalk.
You can't chalk anymore. They
There's
cut down on
disclaimer.
that.
Yes, we have.
So we put a disclaimer in the book about that, because Leslie works for campus, whatever. We were like, yeah, no chalk. But we did talk about, hey, if you have, if it's private and if it's not necessarily on campus and it's somewhere you could maybe use chalk.
The Corona Lakes. and
Yeah,
stuff like
so, but the cool thing, I think, was just the idea of like pushing your brain. I want to show you a couple more examples of the human billboard one. This is cool, and I think it sparks a cool conversation to talk about. This is how ING in Italy did a human billboard. Have you seen this? So they just constructed this like wall and put people in it. What? So in I mean it's crazy. In the swag glasses interaction, we say like, how would you even react if someone just created like a human billboard on campus? Like, what would you do? And then would you want to be a part of it? And then how would you think that would work for your? I mean, just really pushing it like what you could do. Again, you know, we talked about the sign spinners too. Have you guys seen sign spinners? But people should go out and spin signs. Why don't we do that? That would be cool. QR codes, talking about how to use them, how not to use them. Big misconception is like we talked about in this class, like putting them in places that are unreachable by a scanner, but also like online, like not putting them on the internet because you're already on the internet. If you need to go somewhere, you'll just click. You don't need to just pick up your phone, and then that's weird. So just knowing how to use QR codes effectively. If you're already printing a flyer, you might as well. Talk about Reddit and how again, like the educational piece. You're looking to cultivate knowledge and information in your organization internally, talking about things that are interesting to your group. Cool ceramics things, arts and crafts, things like that. That's a good, or if it's a tech, you know, archiving resources that are information-based. Hootsuite, which I think we talk a whole lot here, as just a good resource to fall back on if you need help managing your media. So once you've read the entire book, you're like, oh, I can't do all that as one person. Hootsuite helps. But again, we talk about like some of the drawbacks, to be cautious about how you use Hootsuite and the relationship building phase, but that it is a resource for you to use. At the end of the book, there are all these sources are embedded within the entire content of the book. So if at any point you just want to skip to the end and what was that link? You can find it, and then they're all bookmarked to take you back to your chapter that they're from, so you can kind of really seamlessly navigate through. So let's look at the blog, and then we'll wrap it up.
And again, all this content came from the wiki site, but we went through and showed all of the content that is free for for student organizations, because a lot of the content on the wiki site, it was really expensive, really expensive.
So
that was the key. A lot of organizations don't have a lot of money to use in advertising their organizations, so we focused on free, interactive, and alternative media options.
So we go to our homepage and we see recent posts, but if we went up here to social stories, we can see the thread of content. So in this class, someone already posted, this is my post from the book. We recruit with social swag like, and all of them have a subject predetermined that kind of helps you get started if you wanted to, it's more like question response style. So I'll go through this from class. and it's on the blog. And then you have Hootsuite. So someone said, I think Hootsuite can help us out during all-day events. I just don't have the time to keep tweeting while I'm trying to work an event. But I do want to continually promote certain things going on at the event throughout the day. So I could come here, and I think this is, I don't think you're logged in, but we could click on this, and it would be cool. I'm not gonna post it, but that's because it's you. But you'd be like, "That's awesome!" And then if you're linked, you're logged in as yourself. You can log in, and you can also obviously log in as a random email address and just have an alternate identity, which is cool.
And that story's also been tweeted.
Yeah, and then the cool thing is if you went to our Facebook and our Twitter, that user's post has already been tweeted on Facebook. So,
So followers can comment and
right, so you can
spark
spark
conversation.
a dialogue in the book, community in the book, of book users. You can spark a dialogue from people that are on the blog itself and then in the media that it's linked to. So it's like 4 different conversations happening, which is, matching like a haystack. And so I think that that's kind of the point of Groundswell. And again, like I said, you could sort them. So if I went to just the Facebook tab, I can see the posts that I posted, and then others. So, and then people, I'm not gonna know who this cat is, but Turkish Land likes our post.
Oh, wow.
Or like we can see 2 people have replied. I think that would be interesting. So it's like, in the book we talk about like, what would social swag like as a little identity do? Would it annoy people? Probably not. So, someone said, I don't want to receive email invites and reminders every day from organizations. And I said, agreed, that's so annoying. Same here. Christina said, don't want to push their target audiences away from being overly zealous. Strategic measure timing is key. So we've already sparked a conversation about that tactic, and then people can share their ideas. And even if they're not crazy about blogs and WordPress yet, they could still, that comment, that post is on Facebook. So if they're already on Facebook, they can have that conversation there. But all of this comes out of, like we're talking about our technographics profile, and people that are kind of more the joiner watcher type, so that they're just wanting to see all the posts fly around. Right now, we have it all up to where the blog is self-promoting throughout the different media, so if it gets spamming, we'll disable that if it starts to post too often. But that's another feature, is it's kind of like taking care of itself and running its own kind of buzz. So that's our product. Again, GeauxConnect and then Social Swag.
A genuinely cool thing too that we looked up yesterday as far as evaluation and analytics and stuff though, is we went live with the ebook last Wednesday, so it's really only been up for about 5 days, and we've already had 42 downloads of it, and our goal was to have 75 by like May. And I mean, I think that's really genuinely exciting that many people are actually going to it and clicking it and downloading it and looking at it. So
totally. So you can.
It's exciting.
And it's cool because like I didn't know that my Android would function the same way. Because if you use it on your phone, you're not going to have the embedded video animation. That's the only thing you're missing. But all the links are there, so you can still navigate back and forth, and then you can reply via email and stuff like that. But I was like, wow, I can do it on my phone. Awesome. I belong. I have an Android, and I feel like I don't belong sometimes. Yeah, any questions about the campaign or the group or product? Go down, Google it. Thanks, y'all.
We brought out